mission, solving mysteries in the night. She's in shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind, in the darkness all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be, for justice wheels keep turning, Granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When Granny's crime busters run, no victims left in pain. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Hello, Ginger Girl. Good to see you. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far. It's beautiful here. It's like 69 degrees in Wisconsin, north central Wisconsin. Beautiful, gorgeous day. And I was only outside to get my groceries. It's funny. But I hope everybody's doing well. There is an update from at night. So I'll share that with you first. So it says that One World is offering a $10,000 reward for credible information that directly leads to the criminal indictment of cyber operatives responsible for these attacks, which include death threats and coordinated misinformation campaigns. So, interesting. If anybody knows anything about who's putting out these attacks and these death threats, speak up. Speak up. You know, surprised that they don't have something there stating where to contact them. But, I mean, there's enough other places that you can tell. Let's see. Right here. So this one that came out on a couple days ago, the 12th, I think, talks about what they do, who they are. There was recently a creator I saw that was questioning who One World and At Night were. Totally had it wrong. It was, I wanted to say something and in the comments, and I just decided to be quiet because, you know, I don't speak stupid. That makes sense. I just decided to be quiet. Hello, Brenda Jo. Good to see you. And everyone else who's hiding in the bushes back there. Good to have you guys. There were also a couple of new pictures that came out. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. So a couple new pictures were shared again today. There was this one. And then there was this one. Kind of interesting. So, yeah. Two new photos that came out. Kind of waiting on one other person to get in here. because I wanted to share something else before we get started, but we can maybe stop in the middle. It'll give us all a good laugh. So, I saw a video that talked about, hello, Mally Cat, that talked about somebody in the Proudfoot family maybe possibly telling us what happened to Sebastian, right? Not so much, I guess, where he is, but what might have happened to him. I haven't watched the video. I thought we'll just watch it all together and see what's going on. Hello, Cheryl. Good to see you. Good to see everybody coming in. So I thought we'd get started on that. And it was a video by Mike DeMann. Another one by Mike. Like I said, I haven't heard it all. I don't know. Actually, I haven't heard any of it. So I thought we'd just watch it together and talk about it. So without further ado, we will get started.
Hey people, it's Mike DeMann, and welcome to my channel. Think about when Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot first uttered the phrase "no evidence." When did they start that? When did they start to feel so confident that Chris really started boasting, and went on all of those lives and didn't mind saying no evidence, no matter how much of a giveaway it is? I remember a shift because in the beginning he seemed a little bit scared, right? And what was he scared of? He was scared of people talking online. And what he was scared of was people communicating with each other online and getting close to what happened and possibly figuring out where we need to look in order to figure out what they did with Sebastian Rogers, his body. Trigger warning. I need to give you a trigger warning, of course, for my whole entire channel, if you think it's necessary, because this is true crime, and true crime is triggering. So consider this to be a trigger warning for my whole YouTube channel. Even though I do my best to make the language one that's easily digestible, I still need to point out the facts. And I have previously analyzed the falling out of bed, Katie slipping and saying he already, and she moved a hand towards her neck, very similar to what Chris Watts did when he talked about his family, who already was deceased at that time. We know how Sebastian got injured. When did he pass away? I do not know. What.
Okay, so I just want to put out a disclaimer in here that I do not necessarily agree with everything Mike is saying. Mike thoroughly believes that Sebastian is gone. He doesn't believe he's alive. And we've talked about it here, and we've said we are going to stand by Seth and believe that Sebastian is alive until or unless we get proof that he's not, right? We have to have evidence that he's not, proof, right? So I don't necessarily agree with him. Okay. Yes, and this was one of the most strangest messages posted at the beginning of the case. It was really weird. But hello, K9. Good to see you. So I did want to just put in that disclaimer. I don't know what he's going to say, so I don't know if we need a trigger warning here, but just to let you guys know, trigger warning, because he said it. I don't know what he's going to say, other than, he feels that Sebastian is gone. I'm willing to listen to what he has to say. She made it sound like Sebastian was naked with only glasses on. Oh, yeah, she sure did, didn't she? He walked out of the house in the middle of the night with his glasses, a small flashlight, and no shoes. Well, first of all, she's wrong, because he didn't walk out of the house. We all know that. But we don't know what clothes he was wearing, really, do we? I mean, we know what they've said, but we really don't know what clothes he was wearing. We don't, if we're going to believe Katie, then he was wearing a black long sleeve shirt with a logo of some kind on it and black sweatpants. I've heard two different things, white stripe down the side and without a white stripes. Was he even wearing that at all? What was he wearing? Was he wearing pajama pants? I mean, right? We don't know. We don't know. We do know, though. We do know, fun fact, that he had spaghetti pancakes. The morning before. I want to say thank you to one of our subscribers. Sebastian loves spaghetti pancakes. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's continue.
What happened to his body? By the way, this is only my opinion. Then I listened to Sweetie Pie Lowe's live, the last one before the last video. And she had a caller, and the second caller talked about, she was anonymous. She wanted to stay anonymous. And she said she lives in a neighborhood. And she said, did you know that the Bowersoxes, their businesses are all within 1 and 10 miles from each other? I could be wrong, but I thought the search was only a 5-mile radius. So how does the 10 miles enter? And what is the message here in this? The message is, do not bother within 10 miles. And the lady also talked about, I know many of you are on Sweetie Pie Lowe's channel, and so please fill me in with the rest of the information the lady gave.
Guys, that's what I heard too. It was 5 miles that was searched. You're right on time, Queen. I didn't want to rat you out if you didn't want to be known, but yes, our own lovable canine made spaghetti pancakes this morning. So now we all know what spaghetti pancakes are. And I couldn't resist either, canine. I love you, sweetie. But yeah, didn't we hear that they searched a 5-mile radius? Isn't that what they said, guys? I mean, I thought that's what they said. I am doing well, Queen. How are you today? Doing good. The weather's so nice. How can we not be, right? I love the warm weather. Love the warm weather. All right. So that is kind of interesting. Yes, 5 miles. So that is kind of interesting that she said 10 miles. And if that's true, that their businesses are within 10 miles, 1 to 10 miles of each other, she had that in her mind, right? What is that memory that he always says? Yeah, she's not specific, is she? They're searching the 10 miles around his house. Yeah, Ginger, it is here too. Been very muddy. 5 mile radius is not too far, yeah. But the terrain that's around there, I mean, guys, I lived there for 3 years. They could very easily have missed something, right? But again, what are they searching for? When they first started searching, they were searching for Sebastian, right? But now anyone that's out there searching is not searching for someone that's alive, right? Come on, it's been over a year. They're not searching for anybody that's alive. They're just not. Anybody that's out there is searching for someone who's no longer with us if they're out in the woods searching. Exactly, Cheryl. How far can you get without no shoes? Which tells me it was an abduction, because an abductor is not going to worry that the victim doesn't have shoes on. They're not going to worry about it. They're going to grab them. Whether it's family, no matter, it doesn't matter who abducted him, right? But they're not going to worry about shoes. But you can bet that they came back and said, "Oh my gosh, forgot about shoes." Yeah, so do we. We do too. It's a big part of the United States that's getting storms. Exactly. It was only 5 days. And they came to the point that they knew something else had happened and they scaled back. They knew they didn't need to go further than that. I think, here's what I think happened. They saw some video footage. That's what I think happened. And that's why they scaled back. A person's body will just melt into the ground to bones and clothes. Yeah. So that's what they're looking for. Basically, if they're out there looking. Hi, Jean Ann. Good to see you. That's right. Had to be carried out. There was no scent of him around the house or anywhere else. He didn't go out an open window. He didn't, there's no evidence. There's no smell. There's no scent of him going out and about. So, and they knew this early on, I think. When their dogs weren't picking up anything, guys, you can be sure that's why they kept going back to that house. Remember, I remember thinking that was very weird that they kept going back to that house, right? Are you guys dropping the ball? You going back and thinking, "Oh, I didn't get this done," or "Oh, I didn't get that done." They were, and I think that was part of it. They didn't treat this like a crime scene from day one, like they should have. But I also think that they were stumped. They brought dogs. They wanted to see what their dogs could smell. I mean, they were trying everything they could to see what happened. So if LE has some kind of video with evidence, why not an arrest? Well, what if that video... Let me ask you guys this. Do you think that the flashlight video is evidence? My thought, the flashlight video is evidence, but it doesn't tell us everything we need to know. So thereby there would not be an arrest, right? And Craddock said they had a few videos they were looking at. I think they have more than just the flashlight video. Right, Melissa? Yeah. It is difficult because they're not helping you by trying to get those shoes on. Sliding the toes all the way in. Yes, it's really hard to put shoes on a sleeping child. And if they had him drugged, which in my opinion, I think they did. Exactly. They don't issue an Amber Alert for a runaway. They don't turn it into an investigation, criminal or not, for a runaway. Exactly. They knew he didn't run away. If they believed he walked out of the home, why did they use infrared heat sensors on all the inside walls of the home? Good point, Ginger. Really good point. Yes. See, we all think that video, or most of us think that video is key to the case. It is evidence. It just doesn't tell us everything we need to know yet, right? It just doesn't. We can't see who the people are holding those flashlights or cell phones, right? We can't see if they're carrying somebody, right? Person 2 sure is moving slowly as they're walking to the car. So I think that person was carrying something. Police can only start where they are told to start. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, but they ever since the JonBenet Ramsey case, there have been protocols put in place for missing children, according to Jennifer Coffindaffer, who is retired FBI, and Sumner County did not follow those protocols. And that was the whole reason behind it, because do you remember in the JonBenet Ramsey case, they let everybody and their brother walk through that house. John, the father himself, picked up JonBenet, right? I mean, and moved her. I mean, so yeah. Yes, they were definitely suspicious. They definitely were. I think that sometime during that first week, at the command center, when they had officers pouring through those videos, they came upon something that made them realize that this was no longer, a runaway situation. And that's why they scaled back the search. They knew they weren't going to find him. I mean, everything in a normal person, everything in your mind is screaming he didn't have shoes on. Okay? Any one of us here, would you guys walk through the woods barefooted? I wouldn't. let alone the fact that Sebastian never walked barefooted, according to his dad, right? Because of the fire ant issue. So, all the more reason, right? Now, did Sebastian have another pair of shoes that Katie wasn't telling us about? That's possible, right? I mean, it's possible. Yes, it was very disorganized. If you listen to the dispatch, all of LE just poured into the neighborhood and started searching. It was a while later that they called them all back to the house to organize it. Yeah, it was so unorganized. It was ridiculous. I was surprised. AMC, hello, hello. There has to be a video of a car truck that passed by a gas station, coffee shop in town, and watch what time it came back through. Yeah. You would think if they knew what they're looking for, what kind of car. Why all the old pics now? Where's the one from the bowling alley? It seems only Seth and Justin has seen it. Yeah, I don't know. Is there something on that photo? I mean, is that why Katie took a picture? I looked at the TRH videos because they're videos and it's all, screenshots and stuff. It's hard to look close up and see if there's any bruising or any marks on him anywhere. So it's really, really hard to see. But I'm wondering if that's why they're not showing it, because it is evidence. And if it got out there, that could be a problem. Just like Delphi and Idaho 4, messy mess. Yes. Big time. Big time. Yeah. I yeah. I question that, I guess. I could be wrong. I can see that they would show it to Seth, but I don't know why. Well, everything we've seen in the TRH video, and that's where, he's not happy. He wasn't happy that day. It wasn't a fun day, guys. It just wasn't for him. You don't see that goofy little grin, that incredible smile that we all love so much, right? It's not, you don't see it once. Not once in the TRH video do you see him smile. Not once. And from all the other pictures that we've seen of Sebastian, that seems to be out of character for him. Hello, Scranton. Good to see you. Yeah, exactly. If he looks like he looked at the TRH, he wasn't a happy camper. He wasn't. I really have to wonder if, did he know what the whole day was for? Was he told ahead of even TRH that he was going to go somewhere? You know what I'm saying? and that we're going to go and have a big day today. Going to have a fun day today. You know, trying to make him feel good about going or something. I mean, I don't know. I think so too. I agree. I think many of the obstacles know more than what they're saying. Yeah, right? Especially pics with Seth, both with great big smiles. You can tell that they had a good relationship. You know, many of the pictures with Seth, he's actually hugging his dad. He's right up next to his face. Yeah, if Ellie is allowing people to view videos, then they should be shared with the public. I agree. I agree 100%. All right, let's continue on.
If it's significant. Something about the water tower and something about things changing, and Terry Bowersox has like a dump or like a junkyard or something like that. So when did Chris talk about first that there's no evidence? Was it after April of last year? Because in April she said there was a fire at the junkyard. Believe it or not. And I didn't actively analyze the caller, but I can tell you that from that usually, having done statement analysis for as long as I have, red flags come to me immediately. Even in regular conversations with people, I cannot even talk to a lot of people because when I pick up on deception, I immediately distance myself and realize there's no need to talk to this person or that person. So,
wow. That would be interesting, having a friend who was statement analysis, right? He's just going to pull away from you because he thinks you're lying or something. I mean, I think he knows what he's doing, but yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Anyway, about this fire, guys, I have not heard or seen any evidence of that. Does anybody else know anything about this? Hello, pitter patter. MC, you're right. We don't have proof that he made it home. But then my question is, why the flashlight video? When all this is resolved, no matter the outcome, Seth needs to file suit. I agree. I agree. But you know what, Scranton? If he gets his son home safe and sound, he may decide that all that doesn't matter anymore, because what matters is he has his son. Right? I mean, I'm just saying. Does he have a right to? Of course he does. You know, but he may decide, no, all that matters is I have my son back. Right? Right. We've heard about the fire, but have we seen evidence that there was a fire? Ginger said she tried to find news articles and couldn't find anything. I mean, that's what I want to know, right? I mean, heck, that mattress pad and things that were found over by Worshams, law enforcement didn't even want. Come on. Why not? That mattress pad looked like it had bedwetting stains. I'm just saying. I think that when something like that is found and you have a missing persons case of a child whose parents allegedly have said that he had bedwetting problems, then maybe you should be taking that in as evidence and checking it. If it doesn't pan out, then fine. But I think that's a big thing. Katie drove up by Worshams that day. She was in that area by the high school. Justin mentioned the fire and sounds like it isn't anything serious. Gotcha. I've heard that from different people. You know, did they go bowling after BJ's and before TRH? Yes. They went to BJ's first, came home, put away the snacks that they bought, and then they went, but they didn't bowl. They played games in the arcade, and then they went out to eat.
Here we have priorities. And the first one, hey, everyone. Okay, I want to be your friend. Hi, everybody. This is just a light post. How are you? What's new? Oh, by the way, she's probably responding to a post with a flyer about Sebastian. It is still expected for her to use Sebastian's name at one point, but she doesn't. It is expected for her to urge people to view, to look for him or to help. She doesn't. Only in the end, she said,
Wow. Now, this is Chris's sister who isn't mentioning Sebastian. What's up with that, guys? What is up with that? And I know that, wasn't Mike, I think, that wondered if Katie wrote this for Melissa. And I don't know. I mean, but listen to some of the verbiage here. It's really interesting.
please keep a lookout, a lookout. You wouldn't say, please keep the lookout, right? But you could say, please look for him. A little more active. And what about keep? What if I haven't started looking? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't bother. This is my nephew. From what I understand, she hated him and Nina and was very cold with him at his birthday party. That's what some of you have told me. And he's her step-nephew, I guess. But the first thing she wants to do is be friends with everybody. Ingratiation. Oh, this is my nephew. What she's telling you is, I am family. I know I am in a different position than you. I am here to give you information. I am closer to him than you guys. So she wants to give you the idea that what she says cannot be challenged, because how in the world would you know more about the case than a family member, right? He is high functioning verbal. Yes, she mentioned high functioning. But what do you think when you hear verbal autistic? Is he able to talk? Is he verbal autistic? Because I thought he was socially autistic. When I hear verbal autistic, I think about a boy who's 3 or 4 years old, who hasn't been able to speak yet, who's sitting on the floor and doing things with Lego. And I've known kids like that who are extremely meticulous and create beautiful things with their toys. And in these moments, they are not ready to be spoken to. You can call their names, they don't react. If you talk too loud or get aggressive with them or you touch them, they freak out. They are in their own world and they are occupied. And I do not consider that a bad thing at all. As a matter of fact, I grew up in a more structured manner, and I realized the flow is what matters. If you're interested in something, you don't need to be good at everything. If you find something you love to do, like I'm doing right now, does it make me autistic? I'm pretty sure had I been born 20 years later, I would have been diagnosed with something, maybe Asperger's or something like that. And you know what? These are all labels, and I should have said misdiagnosed, because I don't see anything wrong with autism. It requires you to adjust as a parent. It's easy for me to say I don't have an autistic child, but I have dealt with autistic children in the past, in my own family. And I'm looking at all these structured societies, like Germany, for example, which are now all going downhill. Overdoing it with structure, I am not a fan of. So I don't mind waking up at 4 a.m. because I suddenly get an idea and make a video. I have seen nothing wrong with that, but that is something she's saying for a reason. And she is saying that because she wants to put guilt into people. If you have a problem with my upcoming statement, no, there is no way he could have walked out of the house without shoes and this and that, then she has the opportunity to say, who are you to judge autistic people? What do you know? What do you know what we have been dealing with? And how dare you? You don't understand autism. That's what autistic kids do. And being verbally autistic, I would think Sebastian cannot communicate. That's what comes to my mind. And I don't need to know everything about autism, but the question.
I guess I don't agree with him and I'm not even familiar with the terminology, but when I hear high functioning verbal autistic, to me that says he's high functioning, he's able to speak. Because when I think of a low functioning, lower on the spectrum, I'm thinking of someone who is very introverted and sits, so I don't necessarily agree with what he's saying, because verbal means talking, not the opposite, right? So let's see what I'm missing out on here. Okay. He only played arcade games. I'm sure Sebastian couldn't stand the loud noise of a bowling ball. Yeah, that's a good point, AMC. My question though with that is, where were the games? Because usually everything is open in a bowling alley? I mean, I haven't been in one for quite a while. But like the games are along the edge, the walls by the, you know, in the lobby area. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be different, but I would still think you'd hear that it is really loud there. Ah, it was said the bowling alleys were being cleaned or maintained so they could not bowl that day. Yeah, right? He asked too. He pointed to it and he asked her, um, why didn't she let him? Right? Has anyone heard about Chris being with the women at the bar and she went to the police about what was said? Any more about this? No, I didn't hear that. Anybody? I had thought that she was going to meet someone at the bowling alley, but they didn't show up, and that is why they went to TRH. Could be. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. So if we believe CP's sister, Sebastian was put in the back seat of a car, asleep, and then driven to somebody's job site. I know, right? And my first thought when I saw this again, and I didn't think about this the first time I saw it, but I mean, I don't know. Was was he put in that car and then driven, because we know that Chris was at the job site by the next morning when he was supposed to be out for dinner, right? I mean, that's a possibility, guys. It could very well be. Cecilia, good to see you. Let's see what else I'm missing here. So, Canine, you heard about it too. Honestly, the thing with Chris and a woman, that would not surprise me. I heard. But guys, even if I was younger, I'm sorry, there would be nothing about him that would be attractive to me. Ladies, any idea, any thoughts? I don't get it. Yeah, why tell people about it now? That's true. Why tell people about it now? Who's the one that came out with it? Was it this woman that she's now telling other people about it? Oh, she said his son was killed in a car accident. And yet at his job site, they didn't even know he was married and had a stepson. They met on Bumble. Interesting. Police knew about it 10 months ago. Well, what does Craddock think of his buddy? Then again, if he thinks of R as a snuggle struggle, then I guess he wouldn't think anything of Chris cheating on his wife, right? Melissa says, I completely agree, not attractive at all. Yeah. And then he opens his mouth, Melissa, and starts talking. I mean, I could see his BS from a mile away, I tell ya. It wouldn't be hard to see that at all. I'd be like, see ya, you have nothing to offer me. You'd be embarrassed to tell people. He used his real name. He is so bold and brash, right? Oh, K9. He has a mullet, not my style. Hey, back in the day, I mean, my husband had a mullet. I mean, I wouldn't want yeah. Now a mullet? No, thank you. Yeah, I don't either. Right? I mean, when you look at him in the excavating video, and you look at his physique and his hand motions and stuff, and it's like, no, thank you. One pervy and you're out the door. Yes, he told her that, and he met her on Bumble. Yes, his friend. Yes. She said she got really drunk and he left her there. Well, of course. He's no gentleman. AMC. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Got really drunk and left her there. Crystal clear. Yes, it was a bad visual. Very bad visual. Crystal clear. Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know, Katie's not the most gorgeous person either. So, I can see why they're together because of their personalities more than anything, I think. But I do not understand how women think that he's attractive in any way, shape, or form. Don't see it. I do not see it. I hear see people. Yes, we still are on for tomorrow. I've been working hard on it. Oh, goodness. All right.
Is what kind of effect does she want to have with her wording? And I do not think it is Melissa that's authored that. She probably authored parts of it. And it is also strange how badly she writes at one point, and then she writes well. There is a change. That's also the case in many of Chris Proudfoot's statements, by the way, that are written. I just saw one where the first part is like, "Oh, I'm not privy to this," and yeah, and it's a typical Proudfoot brain on
Herbie.
display, right? But the second part is extremely well written. So that's why I'm thinking in those situations, Chris, he wants to talk a lot. He loves to even write, even if he's not good at it. And he probably, Katie and him, they know each other well enough to, he doesn't pretend to be a smart guy. He's like, "Oh, what should I write?" And she probably says, "Okay, sweetheart, scoot over. Let me just type the rest." There is a big difference in the flow, in the pattern within the statements, that with many of the statements that Chris is writing. And I don't think they have much to do right now other than worrying about the one thing that they've been worrying about for ages. First, they were probably worried about evidence being found, because if this lady is correct, and this is a Bauer success property, and remember, Chris has sensitive areas, any of the Bauer success properties cannot be searched with dogs. I cannot talk about my truck or Worsham Street, right? Worsham.
Even Mike Demand knows his triggers. That is so hilarious to me, guys. Is he watching my shows? I mean, seriously, this is the second night in a row that I'm like, what? Is he watching me? Oh my gosh. Hello, Poppy Love. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, I couldn't help it. Don't talk about my truck or Worship Street. Remember, he has. What did he call them? I need to go back a minute. Sensitive areas. Chris, Chris says, I can't help. Oh my gosh. No worries, AMC. We're too. Oh gosh. But seriously, his sensitive areas. Oh wow. Just cracks me up. Oh. I guess it doesn't take much for people to realize that he does get triggered by certain things. Oh. Yeah. CP, your sensitive areas are exposed. Yes, I did. Oh my gosh. My stomach hurts. Oh.
Properties cannot be searched with dogs. I cannot talk about my truck or Worsham Street, right? Worsham Street, that's what it is. Sensitive areas. And yes, Chris Proudfoot is that blatant. He gives it away that easily. He thinks everything is airtight. He couldn't wait to tell everybody there's no evidence. Is that when he started talking about how this case will go down in history? And the best thing about it is he did all of this with no evidence whatsoever. Who? Was it Terry? Allegedly? Everything I'm saying here is my opinion and my opinion only. Everybody's innocent.
It's his opinion and his opinion only. No, no, no. It's our opinion too, Mike. What you call sensitive areas, we call Chris's triggers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we can't say trucker mother because his mother and his truck. Yeah. Not so much Katie, but he does protect Katie. He does protect her, but he's not nearly as triggered by Katie as he is his mom and his truck. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then Mike finds the need to put in there that it's his opinion. Oh my gosh.
Because you're innocent until proven guilty, right? I want to clarify this. So, having said that, she's telling you right now, she's introducing guilt or the possibility of guilt. She's telling you basically to shut up because you don't really understand what autism is, right? So you need to accept what is coming. That's how society has turned, what society has turned into, that there are certain taboo subjects. And when you go against them, it is very easy to bring a whole community against you and say, this guy doesn't like autistic people. He has a problem with autistic people. Look at him. Of course, this has now nothing to do with autism. And later on, you never know how kids think, right? Because now she wants to get all the mothers in the world to understand that she wants them to think about the craziest things their kids have ever done. Because she's still not sure that this is enough. Because she's telling you from the beginning, back off. What I'm about to tell you is true and you cannot challenge it. And after she wrote it, she probably figured, well, I went a little bit off the deep end here and I did too much. And now I need to end it on a lighter note and do what I can to get people to relate to me and overlook the absurdities of what I just told. The priority now, after this, is that he walked out of the house, and he did not. He couldn't have. In the middle of the night. When Katie was asleep, right? That's what she told us, between midnight and 6. So she couldn't have had anything to do. She couldn't know anything. That's basically what it's telling you. Katie Proudfoot couldn't have had anything to do. She told us she went to sleep. On the couch, she woke. Yeah, okay.
Well, Katie, if you didn't have anything to do with it, why were your lights on at 3:00 in the morning? Right? What were your lights doing on in the middle of the night? I'm wondering that too. Look at the statement where it says, in the middle of the night with his glasses, a small flashlight, and no shoes. We have been searching since 6:30 a.m. yesterday. Bull. Bull. She wasn't out looking. They are searching the 10 miles around his house. Who's we and they? Right? Falling asleep is not an alibi. Really. And if, I heard there's a lot of drinking that goes on, right? Melissa, I just saw this. Yeah, well, that really might trigger him and bring him after me, and I really don't want to be involved in a lawsuit. Oh. Good, Michael. I'm glad you did. We like to have fun here, because we're always talking about such dark stuff that, sometimes things just hit me funny. I'm known for my giggle. I think her friend is. Wasn't she there with her son? Maybe he put out the trash. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Thank you for stopping in, Melissa. We appreciate you. Yeah. Why is she worried? I think, first of all, we've said, we thought it was premeditated, right? And I honestly believe, guys, that if this was premeditated, I think that whole family was in on it. I really do. I really, really do. And, I mean, did Katie write some of it for her? I mean, I never thought about that before. I remember thinking, well, that's quite the stretch. She got in the back seat of a car and fell asleep. Like, how far down the road do you think you guys would get before you notice that somebody was in your back seat sleeping? I think I would notice it when I got to my car to open the door. Well, I guess I would notice it because then Lacey jumps in the back seat. So, there you go. Exactly. Multiple red flags. Yeah, I don't believe that story either. Especially when yeah, we don't know about the trash yet. Seth said it wasn't clear, so we don't know. Yeah, exactly. Because you look in your car as you're opening up the door, don't you? I mean, I do. And not to mention, then Lacey jumps in and she jumps in the back seat. Hello, Sebastian. Right? I mean, yeah, I don't see that. Celia says, I agree. They were all in on it. K9, you think it was just KP and not the rest of them? Yeah. I think they're all in on it, honestly. If they didn't help, they know about it. But yeah, let's continue a little bit here.
Well, after she mentioned going to sleep, she mentioned everything was okay. How did you know? She's feeling the need to tell us because nothing was okay. And she didn't go to sleep. With his glasses. So here are my thoughts about the glasses. They got lost somewhere on the way of transporting him and they didn't know where. Are they the glasses in the Gallatin area close to the Bauer success home? I would love to know it. with certainty if they are or not. Maybe is the only thing I can tell you guys right now. But the glasses are sensitive. Why? Because they're missing. Whatever he had on, he probably that these clothing items vanished with him. So the clothing isn't mentioned. It's not important. So she doesn't feel the need to identify or mention what he looked like. We haven't heard what he was wearing, right? What was missing, clothing-wise, whatever he had on, I guess. But the glasses, this indicates to me that these glasses may have gotten lost on the way. And they probably got to their destination and they said, oh man, where are the glasses? Okay, he maybe lost them along the way, so I guess we got to make them think that if somebody finds it, that, he must have walked here. So they made sure his glasses, he walked with his glasses, a giveaway. Whoever drove the car maybe was one of the people with the lights that we've seen, that Chris cannot talk about, by the way. He cannot talk about it. I wished it were flashlights. Why would you wish that? You haven't explained it to us. And by the way, not once have the Proudfoot said, we had nothing to do with it. Not once was there one reliable denial. They're talking about the people who are suspecting them all the time.
He brings up a really good point, guys. They just talk about themselves and the people who suspect them, right? And Chris doesn't talk about the flashlight video other than to just discount it, right? And why would he make the statement, I wish it were flashlights? Well, really, why would you wish that? Why would you wish that? Yeah, that poker game, right? He was in trouble at the poker game on Friday. Yeah. Oh, but he wasn't in trouble. He wasn't in trouble. I could understand if he was in trouble. Come back, buddy. You're not in trouble. Whatever. Me too. Pretty silver ones. Yes. Yes. I think it was Katie that took out the trash as well. Katie was the one wearing the hoodie that night. And Seth said when he saw the video of allegedly Sebastian taking out the trash, he had on a hoodie. And allegedly the trash was taken out right after they got home. If that's true, Sebastian was not wearing a hoodie. Katie was. Yeah. 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 Kathy attacking Seth shows her involvement. Absolutely. Well, she's always knee deep in anything that involves Chris. She's the one that wants Faith. Chris didn't even want her. Chris wanted Nina to have an abortion. Trouble always comes up. Yes, it does. Yeah. And he thought the debunked video of a man walking his dog was way more important. Yes. Too dark to tell. That's right. He said it was too dark to tell. He did. He did. And yeah, really whatever, KP, right? I like how they try to put the time frame as Sebastian being missing from 12 p.m. until 6. when she herself said she did not check on him after he went to bed at 9:00, even when she heard the infamous thud, right? She didn't check on him. So the last time allegedly that she saw Sebastian would have been 9:00 when he went to bed. But we know that that's not true because her lights were on at 3:00 in the morning. They were. So, she is, if she didn't plan this, she's in on it. Mike seems to think she's the one pulling all the strings, that she's writing all this stuff, that she writes for Chris, that, like even on the year mark videos, how Chris was so quiet and he looked at her for permission to say something, which was totally out of character for him. Blew my mind. If you watch her interviews, KP is very good at imitating her son's body movements and words. Yes, she is. It could have been her taking out that trash. And my question is, what did they find in that trash? Because, yeah, she never checked on him. Not once, right? But, yeah. When you think about everything, she was so detailed about everything on the 25th, right? Oh, fun fact. We made spaghetti pancakes. Google it, everybody. What mother of a missing child says that? And I mean, just so detailed on everything until it came time for the 26th. Like that, I'm getting those spaghetti pancakes in there. Canine, your spaghetti pancakes are going to be infamous. Seriously, though, nothing. She was so vague about everything that happened that morning. I mean, she liked to try to say, now, mind you, this was all 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or, this was all of a minute. But, their time frames didn't add up to what it said on the 911 call, right? So everything that they said, I mean, they just didn't give any detail. Got to keep up with the foots. Maybe found indoor cameras. You think so? Because we heard they had them, right? And that the trash was a little heavier. Yeah. I mean, maybe they found the indoor cameras. I mean, come on. She worked for Brinks. You can't indoor and outdoor cameras, guys. you can't say that they didn't have them, right? Because they made the mistake of saying they did before. And then after that, Chris wouldn't talk about it anymore. Oh, I can't talk about that. Remember? Ellie, this is an active investigation. Ellie doesn't want me to say anything, right? My 15-year-old was getting himself up for school and getting his own breakfast, and he is blind. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And she made it seem like, well, I checked because he used to like to duck around the counters and then scare me. Because sometimes he got up and got breakfast himself. Sometimes he did that. Whatever. Even Seth said he was a creature of habit, right? He liked things a certain way. So he probably had a morning routine that he did, right? Yes. He was. I mean, all we have to do is look at him in the TRH video to know that he was very intelligent. He was not a disruptive young man. He was very, well behaved at TRH. There's only once that he shook his head at her. And in my opinion, what did she say? Right? What did she say to him? Hello, Robin. Good to see you. Right. When will all the lies stop? Yeah, Sebastian loved school. He was seen outside waiting for his bus early. His school, guys, was his safe place, I think. I think that's where he found his voice, where he was finally able to talk to people and let them know what was going on in his life, hence the 5 CPS reports. Right? That's where he got his voice. They like to say that he liked his White House school, but I have a feeling that whoever it was at Beach High School that gave him his voice, that's why he loves school. That's what I think. Right. Yeah. Nothing. She didn't talk about that at all. Had a whole weekend. Did he not take a shower before he went to bed or bath or whatever? Or did he shower in the morning? But did he brush his teeth before he went to bed? I mean, what? Yes, he had great manners. He was, I guess the way that Chris and Katie portrayed him when that TRH video came out, before I, just as I'm getting started watching it, I really didn't know what to expect, right? I was kind of expecting this awkward, introverted, maybe rocking back and forth. I mean, and I know they didn't say all that stuff, right? But that's kind of the picture I had in my mind of him because they talked about him so negatively. But instead, what I found was a very well-mannered 15-year-old boy, almost 16. I mean, Yeah. I imagine she has. I would think she already has, Robin. And he was treated with love and understanding. But yeah, just and this Melissa, she hasn't spoken up much over the year. But there was that one video that we saw of Sebastian's birthday and the game show thing. She was so mean to him. She was just rude. I mean, I would have turned around and said something to her. But Katie never defended Sebastian to that family, as far as I can tell. All the wiggling in his seat could be maybe the uncomfortableness of what she was talking about was going to happen to him. I agree, K9. I think that's what happened. You know, it looked like a normal, healthy family on in Gallatin, right? But yeah, once they moved to Stafford Court, things fell apart, and I think that's what it was. He found a safe place at school and somebody he could talk to, and that opened up all the CPS reports. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I think things are going to come to a head sooner rather than later. At least I really hope so. Law enforcement needs to give the DA what he wants so justice can come. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. E seems to think, and he's from that area, he seems to think the DA is ready to prosecute. I mean, I don't know. We are on for 2:00 tomorrow, guys. I'm going to share with you what I know, what I found, and you guys can make your own decisions. You know, bring your critical thinking skills. Like I said, we're going to try to figure this all out, but I don't know. Can you live in an area and be? I think so. When I lived in Tennessee, I did not realize how corrupt it was. I mean, Tennessee as a whole, guys, oh my gosh. Bad news as a whole. I mean, yeah, just Google corruption in Tennessee and see what comes up. You are going to be shocked. Seriously. And like I said, I loved it there and I thought I'd love to go back, but no, not anymore. Not anymore. I wouldn't feel safe there anymore. As a woman alone, even with my Lacey girl, I sure wouldn't feel comfortable. Yes, he will be found and he will get justice. He will. EC. Um, it's higher up than that, Robin. It's higher up than that, unfortunately. I mean, he may be part of it, but it doesn't seem like, I will say this, okay? Doesn't seem like Eric Craddock is covering up anything that we're aware of, right? I mean, a lot of stuff has come out about Chris Proudfoot, and it doesn't seem like he's covering anything up, so that we're aware of. So I'm just putting that out there. The members will be there, but you're welcome to talk to us anytime, Cecilia. Yes. If they both had a brain, they'd be dangerous. Good point. Well, they think that they're very smart. I mean, there's no evidence, guys. Didn't you realize that? Little do they know, right? Little do they know. I think that they're running scared. When you look at their faces on that 1 year mark video, I refuse to say anniversary. It's not an anniversary. Anniversary is something you celebrate. It's a 1 year mark. Katie, how red she was. I mean, I thought she was going to have a stroke, honestly. They both look bloated. Even, I don't know, did you guys hear Chris call into Dolly Vision last night for the turtle game? He sounded awful. And he voted off the Lore Lodge. I wonder why. I don't know if any of you follow that, but I saw a clip on it. Oh, you didn't see it? There was a clip. I wish I could have. Let me see. See if I can find it. No, I don't think I will show that actually. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Dolly plays this game with Turtle Island, and you can either call in and there's a lot of creators on it. I haven't made his list, and I'm fine with that. But there's a lot of creators on it, and you can either, and everybody lives on Turtle Island, okay, and you can either call in and kick or save somebody, right? And it's a pretty ingenious game, actually, if you think about it. But Chris called in last night and kicked off the Lore Lodge. Right? They have time for BS, but not about finding their son. Yeah. We don't want to get a Dolly strike. Absolutely. Good point, AMC. You don't look for something if you know where it is. Exactly. Very, very true. Very, very true. You don't look for something if you know where it is. They know, in my opinion, they know where it is, right? No. Because Aiden speaks truth. They put the bottle down long enough. I hmm. I don't know what you're talking about, AMC, but I don't know if I want to. um, but yeah, um, it's interesting. So the whole purpose was of what Mike DeMann was talking about was Melissa telling us where Sebastian was placed? Do you believe that he was put in a car? And she says fell asleep and then woke up and got out. Mother trucker. But do you believe that, guys? Do you believe that she was telling us? I believe they know what happened to him. But and I believe he was in a car because we know that there was a 3:00 car. So I do believe that. Did he fall asleep? No. I think he was either awake or he was drugged. One of the two. I think he was awake because of the bites and the scratch marks on Chris's arms. And he was taken somewhere. And he got out, but not of his own volition. That's what I think. Yeah, poor ginger girl. Poor thing. Yes, they do all know. They do all know. It's really going to be interesting to find out who is all involved in this, right? It's really going to be interesting to find that out. Dachshunds, gotcha. To be 16, huh? Lacey will be 12 this August. And she still acts like a puppy. Somebody asked me the other day, has she been spayed? Yes. She was spayed when she was a few months old. But she is crazy. Yeah, Kanan, those are going to be some good conversations when this all comes to light, right? And I'm thinking there's going to be a criminal trial, right? Everything that's going to come out is going to be, we're all going to be glued, right? We're going to want to know every single detail of what happened to see if our thinking was right or wrong, right? Celia says, yes, she thinks he was put in a car. Yeah. See, I'm a big dog lover. Love big dogs. Not big dogs, but actually, I should just say I love golden retrievers. I don't know if I'd ever get another dog, but I definitely would not get a golden retriever Australian shepherd mix like I have right now. Just too hyper. Oh my gosh. Yes, everybody's thinking that something's going to happen very, very soon. And I really am praying that that's the case. I really am. And you think we're all going to be very surprised, huh? Well, I don't care if I'm wrong about everything because everything on this channel is alleged, right? My opinion only. Don't take anything as fact, guys. But looking at everything that went on, I don't know. All I hope is that Sebastian is alive and comes home to Seth. That's all I care about. If I'm wrong about everything else, I don't have a problem getting up here and saying, guys, I was wrong. Look at this, right? I don't have a problem with that. You love the German Shepherds and the Labs. Gotcha. She's calm now, but she's on my lap. Good thing. I love it when you're here when I'm doing my lives because then I know she's not being naughty. Robin says, me too. Yes, we will all be glued. We will be. Yeah. And guys, please make sure that you're sharing his flyer, his picture, my short videos, whatever, to keep his name out there on your social media every single day, guys. It's so important. We need to keep his face out there. I find it interesting that the Bolo alert went out by at night, and they even put it out in Spanish, which we know there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people on the border of Mexico, right? Makes total sense. So we need to keep everything out there for him every day, every day. Yes, I think they have way more than we can imagine. They're building a rock solid case, guys. It's not a rush job for sure, right? We know that. I would rather have them take their time and build a good case than to just slap things together and have it fall through the cracks, right? Because whoever is responsible for this deserves to spend their life behind bars. You watch Megan Boswell's trial every single day. Yeah. Yes. Yep. We're not going to let that happen. No matter what, Sebastian's army is not giving up. And here at Granny's Crime Busters, we're not giving up. We are not giving up. We are not giving up. Guys, I want to encourage you, if you haven't become a member before 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. We are going to be talking about corruption in and around Sumner County. Some of the key players involved. Remember that everything is alleged, right? I'm just going to be putting out information that I have found. And we'll see where it leads us, right? Yes, they are still collecting intelligence for his case. Yeah, absolutely. You love watching trials? Have you ever been on a jury trial, K9? Ever been a juror? I see what you're saying. What happened to the camera that they saw him getting late night snacks? Yeah. Was that what was thrown away in the garbage? Just saying. I would not be surprised. And then they went to the landfill the day they went to the landfill, guys, the day that that garbage made it to the landfill. You've never been that lucky? I didn't consider it lucky. Uh, you're listening so intently that you get a headache. I had a bad headache every day, and I'm not one that gets headaches. You literally feel the responsibility on your shoulders. And so it was on an insurance fraud case and we found her guilty. But I I can't imagine sitting on a red rum trial. Oh, the OJ trial, that was one for the books. We'll never give up, ever. Yeah, even Nina told us they had cameras inside. Yeah. I know it's our duty, guys, but there's no way I could do it now. But after my experience of being a juror, I wouldn't want to do it again, honestly. I'd rather just sit and be an armchair juror. Honestly, because gosh, it's so much responsibility and the listening and because you don't want to miss anything, right? And sometimes court can seem really slow, and other times it's like, wait, where did this come from? What? Because you've seen it in trials. All of a sudden, something's brought up that you never heard before, and it's like, how does this fit in? Where does this go? It. Headache city, headache city. Maybe I took it too seriously. I don't know, but I just would not want to do it again. But I couldn't now because of my hearing anyway, so it wouldn't matter. I sat through my oldest daughter's friend's trial for attempted murder. They both got life sentences. They had the same prosecutor that tried the guy for keeping the woman in a box. Oh my gosh. Ugh. um, my employer at the time was not happy that I got summoned. Um, yeah, not happy at all. And so I was trying to get out of it, because I was, just, it was an uncomfortable situation. And so one of the questions that they asked me, well, I think that they asked all of us, but one of the questions that they asked was, do you believe there are too many frivolous insurance lawsuits? And I said, yes, there are too many frivolous insurance lawsuits. And I did totally believe that because I do think that there's too many frivolous insurance lawsuits. And they still picked me, guys. Everybody else said, no, no. And I said, yes, there are too many. And they still picked me. I guess the defense or the prosecution liked me. I don't know. It was sometimes, yeah. The girl in the box. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Well, you guys, People make you sick. Oh, Robin. We love ya. To share my grannyism for today. So, not to punish evil is equivalent to authorizing it. Leonardo da Vinci said that. Isn't that interesting? Not to punish evil is equivalent to authorizing it. Right? I just found that very interesting. You know, evil needs to be punished, right? Well, you don't get a chance to just say what you want, Robin. But you have to answer the question that they're asking you. And I mean, so I said, yes, there are too many frivolous lawsuits. I do believe that. So, yeah. Yeah. I just, after my experience, I just wouldn't want to do it again. Not to mention, it was a week-long trial. We had one girl on the jury who was not a critical thinker, okay, and didn't use common sense. She felt sorry for her. But crazy. Yeah, it was about a nurse who elected to have surgery for her back. This nurse she was a pastor's wife and the head of their worship team. Okay. So she had a beautiful voice, I guess. Okay. But now she was a registered RN, guys, registered nurse. Remember that. She, the surgery she was having, they had to go in and move her vocal cords back. Put them off to the side, like clamp them, to get to what they had to do on her spine. And she had to sign a paper saying she understood the ramifications, everything that could happen to her. And it even said on that paper that because they have to, move the vocal cords aside, that there could be, it might take a while to get her voice back. She might never get it back completely. She could even lose her voice altogether. This was an elective surgery. It wasn't anything that she had to have. Okay. She signed the paper. Well, she came into trial and she tried to say that the doctor never went over the paper with her. And we're like, you're an RN. You probably give patients these things to sign all the time. You of all people would know that you're supposed to know everything. If you have any questions, you're supposed to ask, right? You're an RN. Yeah. They said that she could sing. She could talk. She got up on the stand. She didn't sing for us, so her voice sounded fine to me, but I guess she couldn't sing like she used to sing. She signed a paper. Her signature was on it, that she knew that could happen. So that's what happened with mine. It took a week. And it was hands down a guilty verdict. no matter what. I mean, she signed it. But if I get a summons to go be in a jury, I get my doctor to write a note. Yeah. Yeah. They're no fun. Don't drop the soap, CB. Gotcha. For tomorrow, you have to be a member. You'll always be a members video. So, and that one I want it to be just a members only anyway, because it's kind of a sensitive topic. So, all right. So that's all I had for tonight, guys. I want to thank you all for being here. Remember, please, 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 light it up green for Sebastian. Keep his face out there on your social media every day, whatever social media you have. Robin, thank you for sharing my stuff. I appreciate you so much for that. You guys, Sebastian is what is important. We need to get him home, right? So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.